Broncos fans, welcome into the Broncos Breakdown. Before we get into today's show, it's game week against the Raiders, and it's also game week here in the Chat Sports office between our two YouTube channels. I'm not going to verbalize the numbers on the screen. It's a bit of a massacre right now, but help us out. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. Let's make a dent, and let's try to catch up to the Raiders reports. Today's Broncos Breakdown is presented to you by BetQL. It's the #1 sports betting app out there to try and beat the sportsbook this fall. So check them out. Use the link at the bottom of your screen, chatsports.com/BroncosQL. They give you 25% off their subscription service with that link, along with the promo code ChatBroncos. Find all the information in the comments and the description of this video for a year free of BetQL services. All right, guys, welcome into the Broncos Breakdown once again. Today's video is all about possible replacements for head coach Vic Fangio. Now, I'm going to get this out of the way right now. I think this is a way too early conversation to be had. It's 2 losses. That's all it is. I'm not buying into this at all, but I've seen enough chatter in the comment section. I've seen some blog boys out there, mile high, talking about this. So let's give it at least a conversation, all right? Let's look into if the Broncos were to have to find a new head coach at the end of this season. Never call for a man's job. Don't want to see anyone be unemployed. But this is the NFL. Unfortunately, jobs are at a premium. They come and go more than any other industry probably. So we're at least going to not have the conversation, but play the, well, if they got to that point, what would it look like? All right. So first, let me gauge the room a little bit here. Will Vic Fangio be the Broncos head coach next season? All right, I'm going to give you my answer in a moment. If you get hit with the YouTube ad break right now, go down to the comments section, reply with Y for yes or N for no to let me know what you're thinking, and then I'll give you my answer on the other side of this break. Will he be the head coach next season? I think so, yes. All right, but here's possible head coaching replacements. All right, first one up here is Brian Daboll. All right, again, it's an offensive league. All right, It's an offensive league, so will the Broncos look for another defensive-minded guy? Probably not, so that's why I've got Daboll here. All right, Brian Daboll, Bills offensive coordinator since 2018. Yeah, he's been coaching. He's coached under Belichick and Saban, which is a pretty nice little thing to have on your resume. And finally, my big question, is it him or Josh Allen that's been doing all the heavy lifting in Buffalo? We've got the numbers for what the Bills' offense has looked like since Daboll has taken over as OC. So this goes back to 2018 all the way to 2021, and you can see the progression in the last 4 years this Bills' offense has taken. So what my question is this because of Daboll, or is this more because of what Josh Allen has done? Because there's been a big spike, and that big spike happened in 2020, now under Allen's big breakout season, and I think credit has to be given to Brian Daboll for that big spike. You can't just lay it all on the quarterback and say Daboll was just twiddling his thumbs out there. I don't buy that for a moment. He definitely played an impact in that, but we do see often in the NFL coaches rise up the ranks, and it turns out it was the players that did them some favors, not the other way around. Now, let me ask this question for you guys. Would you want Brian Daboll as a coach? Type 1 for yes or 2 for no. Personally, yeah, why not? Look what he's done, right? That's the big thing here is he took a Bills offense that was awful, all right, and turned it around. But I do have some concerns over, you want to lay all your eggs in the Buffalo Bills offensive coordinator basket when they got a home run pick in Josh Allen. It may seem a little premature. That's all I'm saying. Vic Fangio looks like an absolute slam dunk hire for what he did in Chicago with that Bears defense, and it hasn't fully translated. So it always sounds great in theory, and it never usually pans out like you thought it would. BetQL, though, they've got great bets for you each and every single week. They hook you up with their favorite bets ranking from 5 stars to 1. They went off last week. They went like 8-1, and they give you 25% off their subscription service with the promo code ChatBroncos when you go to chatsports.com/BroncosQL. Again, Just take a screenshot of this picture if you don't memorize it. No big deal. Everything is in the comments and the description of this video. So check them out. They've got the best betting services right there to help you beat your sportsbook this fall. Make some green and stop lying to your girlfriend about where that mysterious Venmo is going each and every Sunday after your parlay flops. Like, sadly, mine did not this week. Yeah, I thought I would say that. No. My parlay hit 3 for 3 thanks to BetQL. All right, next one up here. Eric Bieniemy, offensive coordinator for the Chiefs. This is an awkward conversation because this is a Chiefs guy, and Broncos fans really don't want to hear about that, and I get it. But I do think it's a conversation that needs to be had, all right? So Bieniemy has been with the Chiefs coaching staff since 2013 and has been the offensive coordinator since 2018. Last time, in the last coach, I showed you all of Daboll's stats. Not going to do that with Bieniemy because why pour salt on the wound? That's just not fun for any Broncos fans to see. So I'm not going to give you that pain right now or at any point in this video. But my big question is he got passed up last year for whatever reason. I never fully understood that. I don't think he understood it. I'm guessing it goes to the top level of NFL GM and insiders to understand why Bieniemy wasn't hired. Don't know what more he had to put forward in terms of stats from the Chiefs to get a head coaching offer, but altogether he got passed up. Maybe they know something we don't know. I'm not going to get into the conspiracy theories of that, but the bigger question here is, could you stand having a Kansas City guy as a head coach? One, if a fire were to happen to Fangio, it's not going to happen midseason unless the season really spirals out of control. So the Chiefs would have to grant Bieniemy permission to talk to the Broncos. If the Chiefs go to the playoffs and Black Monday comes and they're still playing, it would be an interesting conversation to be had if the Chiefs are like, yeah, we'll let you go talk to the Broncos, a team we face 2 times a year right now. That would be an interesting decision for Andy Reid. Love to see how that would go. I for in, O for out. Next one on the list here, Byron Leftwich, the offensive coordinator for the Buccaneers. Are you noticing a trend? We're going all offense. If the Broncos were to move on from Fangio, they probably wouldn't want to go back to a defensive-minded guy. They'd probably want to switch it up. So that's why I got 3 offensive coordinators from 3 of the top offenses in the NFL, which brings us to our third and final candidate, Byron Leftwich, who has been the Bucs offensive coordinator since 2019. He does not have a long coaching history like the other 2 guys do. He's pretty inexperienced in that regard. He's been coaching only since 2017 with the Cardinals. That was his first stint, so he's really young. All right, and that sometimes can be a little fun. It can be a little disastrous. But my question is he riding the Tom Brady coattails, or is he a legit candidate? A lot of times these young coaching guys sound fun. All right, Sean McVay was fun and it's worked out. But Zach Taylor and Cincinnati, jury's still out a little bit. But we'll find out. We'll wait and see. This is a conversation to be had later, I think. But first things first, pick a coach for me, all right? If it had to be one of these 3 guys, who would it be? Brian Daboll, Eric Bieniemy, Byron Leftwich, BD for Daboll, EB for Eric Bieniemy, BL for Leftwich. I'll give you my pick in a moment. But first, I don't know. That's what I'm going to say. This is a Tony Romo. I don't know, Jim. The reason I say that is it's always fun when you hire a new coach. It's a new chance. And then all of a sudden, it kind of turns around quickly because, like, for example, how about Robert Saleh with the Jets? Looked great on paper. Great defense in San Francisco. I think I'm being way too early in grading him so far. It's only been a couple games for him in the Jets. But regardless, these kind of coordinator hires sound great in theory because you go, look how great they did with this team. Look at their offense and defense. And then all of a sudden it just usually, I don't know if usually, that's a strong word, but it doesn't pan out like you always think. That's why I don't know, Jim, but if I had to pick one, I would probably roll with Daboll. What he did with Buffalo to quickly turn it around like that, and he can work with the new quarterback the Broncos may be looking at next season. I don't know. Hello, Aaron Rodgers. We'll see. But I think that's where I stand on that. It's really early. BetQL, though, has a great deal also with BetMGM. The way it works is you get a free BetQL subscription when you put $10 down at BetMGM. You make a $10 bet. 24 hours later, you're locked in for free BetQL for a whole year. That's going to give you insight information, the best bets each and every week, and All it costs is $10 at BetMGM, and you can make $10. Who knows what you're betting right there. Head on over to chatsports.com/BroncosMGM. Everything is in the comments and the description of this video. We're past the quarter-way point of the season. If you're not making money already, it's not too late, but get on in the bandwagon. Maybe you can put a future out on first coach to be fired. Oh, wait, I guess that one's already done. Hello, John Gruden. Awkward. All right, moving on, though. Big takeaway for me, though. Don't look ahead right now. It is way too early to be having this conversation. Just saw enough chatter to be like, all right, let's make a video. Still not a huge fan of this conversation at this point in the season, but altogether, that's what Broncos News and Rumors is all about. The rumors are out there. I've got to give you the information. Gave you 3 head coaching possible candidates. Never talk about a man's job, but if it were to go down that way, those are 3 guys on my list.